Hello, my name is Mayo Hosko, and welcome to Destination Conversation. This is a TTTE community radio show that intends to delve into the many destinations on the island of Sodor, the history, the design and detail, how its railway series illustration compares with the TV series model, and how it translates into Thomas Wooden Railway. Just like Ted, Oliver Duck, of Sodor's streets and statues, I want to provide a calm, soothing voice, NPR style. Me personally, I'm highly interested in the destinations not many people talk about. Also, I don't watch the CGI series, so any updated information in the CGI series will not be discussed in Destination Conversation. For the first episode of Destination Conversation, I can think of no better than the Skarloey railway sheds at Crovan's Gate. Personally, the Skarloey railway sheds at Crovan's Gate are my favourite sheds on the island of Sodor. Many fans like these sheds too, as multiple people have made layouts of these sheds and illustrated these sheds for themselves on websites like DeviantArt. The sheds opened in 1865 with the opening of the Skarloey Railway. Originally, these sheds were the single road carriage shed, a single through road brick built shed, and a single through road open air timber shed. By 1959, the brick built shed was rebuilt for double through roads. By 1965, a 4-terminus road brick built carriage and wagon workshop was built. The brick built sheds have slate roofs, as mined from the inclined railway at the slate quarry. Their roofs are pitched, meaning water can run off and be prevented from leaking inside the shed. In the railway series, the platform of Crovan's Gate station was the end of the line. This gave a reason for the engine sheds to be through road. This meant west, at the back of the sheds, was where the line curved north to Krosnikon. The radius of this curve meant the carriage and wagon workshop could be the same length as the carriage shed. On the curve behind the sheds is the siding for transferring slate and the slate truck turntables. Extending off this transfer siding is the exchange siding. This is where, in the railway series, Rheneas was unloaded from the main line back onto narrow gauge rails. The platform at the station is a single line with a passing loop to reverse back to the sheds. Every shed track connects to the station via a series of left turnout points. Another line for passenger trains bypasses the line that loops round behind the sheds, which passes the slate transfer. The brick-built sheds use bricks the same size for the ceiling at the entrance of the shed. The carriage shed has grey bricks at the base and vertical wood planks on top. In the TV series, majority of this configuration is mirrored. The platform at Craven's Gate Station is 3 through lines, with the curve north to Krosnikon, again west of the station, and the 3 lines feeding into the sheds and workshop east of the station, not west as per the railway series. The sheds became terminal and the station became through road, reversal of the railway series. They never adapted the railway series stories properly, so we never saw the events of Old Faithful in the TV series. This meant the set of the Skarloey railway sheds were consistent throughout Season 4. The brick-built shed had 2 through roads, and the open-air timber shed had an additional through road. The carriage shed became a single through road, leading to Rusty siding in the episode Rusty to the Rescue. To the right of this siding are the tracks that George is rolling tarmac in the episode Steamroller. These sidings extend back behind the brick shed. The tracks from the timber shed continue running parallel to the main line while divided by a brick wall. The brick-built sheds use larger bricks than the bricks used for the walls, for the ceiling at the entrance of the shed. The carriage shed is the same architecture and materials as the brick-built engine shed, unlike the railway series. After Season 4, these sheds were never seen again, except in stock footage. The props, however, were used elsewhere. In Season 5, they switched to the sheds at the exchange sidings for the Boulder Mountain Quarry, southeast of Ulfstead. In Season 6, they switched to the depot, which is in between Krosnikon and Bluebell Valley Station. In Season 9, the transfer yards were introduced on Arthur's branch line to Norwamby. We will most likely never see these sheds again, as they have yet to be animated into the CGI series, and most TTTE fans know it's pretty much doom and gloom as Mattel keeps on breaking an already broken franchise, SMH. Unfortunately, there have never been any real specific Skarloey Railway Shed destinations among all merchandise types since Season 4 in 1994. However, the Skarloey Railway Sheds are so basic, being only straight and parallel, that you can use regular sheds from any merchandise range and create a basic scene that resembles the Skarloey Railway Sheds. In Thomas Wooden Railway, we had the Works Engine Repair Shop, sold from 1996 to 2003, or 2011 in the UK. And we also had the Special Engine Shed, sold from 1993 to 2003, or 2009 in Australia. It makes sense and looks the best to use the works engine repair shop as the 2 through-road brick-built sheds, which is both Railway Series accurate and TV series accurate because of the episode Steamroller. But if you're not as concerned with Railway Series accuracy and you're not bothered about that little section of track as seen in Steamroller, it's not a make or break situation just to go with the cheaper alternative that is buying 2 special engine sheds. And the carriage shed in the Railway Series just ends. It is a terminal shed. And if you're not as concerned with having Rusty's little siding behind it in Rusty to the Rescue, you can get away with using the special engine shed. Now, the 2 through-road timber-built shed is a little bit more difficult because there was never really a Thomas Wooden Railway destination that could fit that bill. In my collection, I have a non-TWR branded shed that is through-road with an open back. But strangely, it has an open back, but the tracks just stop, which is I believe is an element of cheaping out on the destination. Because there is an open back, you could have easily put a female cutout for the female connector, or you could have added 2 male knobs connectors to the back, and you could easily use it as a through-road shed. But no, the cutouts for the tracks in the wood base just curve up to the regular height of the wood piece, and it just stops. I think that's really dumb. But that timber-built shed at the Skarloey Railway Sheds is probably one of the simplest customs you could ever make, because all you really need to do is get 2 pieces of straight track, and you can use regular square pieces of wood, or you can use rounded dowel wood to create the posts that hold up the roof. Then all you need is 3 rectangular pieces of wood. You would most likely use plywood, and cut out plywood 2 triangles to get the pitched roof, and that's a pretty simple custom and something that I myself am considering making. Although I don't have the works engine repair shop, because like I said before, it's much more expensive than getting 2 special engine sheds. With the works engine repair shop, or putting 2 special engine sheds parallel with each other, unless you want to make it look more Railway Series accurate, with having all of the tracks feeding into each other with turnout points, most likely you are going to use the special engine shed connector V-switch, because we would rather devote our turnout points to other sections of our layout. And if you're like me, the percentage of Thomas Wooden Railway track in your collection is less than 1/8 of your total wooden railway track. So you probably don't have a lot of Thomas Wooden Railway specific V switches. And the reason why Thomas Wooden Railway V switches are the special engine shed connector is because the male connectors for the V are spread further apart than normal non-TWR branded V switches, because you have to deal with the gap of the walls between the tracks if you're to use parallel special engine sheds. And because of that, they applied that same width difference in their Knapford stations, whether it be the original one from 1996, the deluxe version from 2006, or the Mattel Fisher-Price one that I have from 2013 to 2014. And when you are building Knapford Station into your layouts, we normally don't like using the V-switch at Knapford Station because we prefer to have the tracks actually going somewhere instead of just consolidating, which in most people's minds looks not entirely real railway accurate. But sometimes with the way our layouts turn out, we have to cave in and use them at Knapford Station, which if you have a lot of sheds on your layout, whether it be the works engine repair shed or a whole bunch of special engine sheds, and you want to have a lot of sheds, like you can use the special engine shed as Stepney's shed on the Bluebell Valley branch line. So unless you have a whole lot of Thomas Wooden Railway V switches, it's very difficult to have all of those sheds leading into each other, unless you want to use pieces like the Flexi Curve track or the Wacky track, which normally we don't like to use in those situations, because I am a proud collector of Thomas Wooden Railway 5-way switches, and I have 4 of them now, and that's why I can never get enough of the Flexi Curve tracks. And yeah, so that makes it very difficult. And who knows, maybe talking about Stepney's shed and other destinations on the Bluebell Valley branch line and Knapford Station might be future episodes of Destination Conversation. So I much prefer to create TV series and railway series accurate Skarloey railway sheds than to just use a roundhouse with a turntable, because it just doesn't look right. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Destination Conversation, and I hope that the channel of TTTE Community Radio accepts my pitch for this to become a radio show. If you have enjoyed this radio show, please comment below. If you have learnt something about its history or how the railway series and TV series versions compare, I hope you have learnt something. And I hope that you will listen to this radio show again. Anyway, this has been Mayo Hosko. If you want to, please subscribe to me on YouTube at Mayo Hosko. If you want to follow me on Twitter, that is at real__Mayo Mayo Hosko. I hope to see you somewhere down the track, but I'm crashed.